Hey, I'm Jenny, and today I'm sharing with you the Oracle deck that I think is absolutely the best for children. The deck I'm sharing with you today is called Children's Spirit Animal Cards. And as you can see, the book is thin and not at all intimidating. It does come in a nice box, but my daughter prefers bags like this, and she likes the way it feels, and it's easier for her to store. And the cards themselves are for children, and they are for any child. My son has had his own deck since he was 4. I waited till my daughter was a little older until she could read, but he is excited and didn't want to be left out, so he has his deck a little early. The messages are very easy to read, so I would say once your child shows an interest, if you read cards and you want to get them a deck, or once they can read is a really good time to get them this deck. And it's not just for children. So if you're looking for a really sweet spirit animal deck with great messages that you could just pull from maybe every day as inspiration, then I would recommend this deck for yourself too. It's really, really cute. So to give you kind of some examples, so there are animals such as eagles, and it just says to do the right thing. So such a simple message for a daily pull or a weekly pull. A child could pull a card every Monday or every Sunday and work on this aspect for the week. Do the right thing. Okay. And then you can have a conversation together, what did you do this week that you felt was the right thing? And then other ones are, I like them because they're not all, North American animals. You have lion, ask for what you want. And so that's another great one, teaching children how to communicate and be advocates for themselves. So they pull this card, and then later in the day or later in the week, however you want to do it with them, you can ask, what did you do this week? How did you ask for things yourself? And for a little child, they you kind of can talk more at their level and asking in a nice way, because a lot of times so like toddlers and stuff, they just demand, it's like, well, how could you ask that in a nice way? Whereas an older child, teaching them to be an advocate for themselves, how did you ask your teacher for help or whatever. And then there is a little bit of the mythological in here. You have a unicorn. And unicorns use your imagination, which I just think is really sweet. This deck is really not intimidating at all. And really, like for a younger child, the message is enough. Just use your imagination, and then you can help guide them and talking about how do we use our imagination. There's a lot of good talking points. Be kind to yourself and others. That's deer. Cheer up is hummingbird, and you can talk about how can you cheer yourself up? If you're feeling down, that's okay. It's okay to have those feelings, but how can you make yourself feel better? What are some of the tools? There's a lot of really good talking points. But the book is really great too, and I'm only going to just read one to you just so you can kind of get a feel. This is for Crow, which is one of my favorites. It's Believe in Magic. And it says, Crow says, there's a whole lot of magic in the world, but we can get so caught up in seeing it as ordinary that we miss it. How beautiful and magical it is to plant something in the ground and see it grow over time, or how a caterpillar weaves a cocoon around itself and eventually out comes a completely different creature, a butterfly. I mean, it's written in, all of these are written like that, just like storybook and beautiful and easy for a child to digest. And then the next paragraph, you also have that magic in you. It's just a matter of believing in yourself. And they're all just so affirming, which any parent loves, right? It's so positive, so affirming. And then what's really unique to this book, and I haven't found it in any grown-up decks, so if you have a deck that does this, please let me know, I'm interested. But it gives you activities to do. And so for Crow, there's 4. Start a collection of stories about miracles and keep them in a folder. Notice the magic in the world that we take for granted, such as a rainbow after rain, how the moon changes over a month's time, the rise and fall of the ocean's tides, or the awesome display of stars at night. Whenever you hurt yourself in any way, whether or not you require a doctor's treatment, take note of how magically and remarkably well your body heals itself. And the last one, be aware of how the thoughts and beliefs you focus on are more likely to become true. I mean, it's amazing. And I think it's really great for those of us working on healing our inner children, which is probably most people. You may have grown up fast or not really had the childhood you would like. This gives you that child's view of things, believing in magic, seeing the magic in the world. The activities are so healing, I think, especially for children, but especially for grown-ups who are healing their inner children. And like I said, don't be embarrassed, to get this deck for yourself and think, I need this. I need these affirmations. I need these activities. Yeah, you're healing your inner child. It's okay. Swan, you're beautiful just as you are. So something to remember. I just wanted to share these with you. I think they're amazing. And if you stay tuned, I'm going to do a little reading. Okay, I'm going to suggest that you pick one or more cards, one of these three or all three, and then we'll just look at the message that reveals for you. So choose your card or cards. The first one is Eagle, do the right thing. So what does that mean to you? How do you know what the right thing is? Are you listening to intuition and things like that? And then also be looking on the lookout for eagle. Are there eagles in the area? Do you see signs of an eagle? Are there pictures of an eagle? Look around and see if eagle's leaving you messages. Monkey, try something new. So this week, what can you do that's new for you? Or looking at something new, or looking at something the way a child does. And again, looking for signs that monkey is with you. Are you seeing monkeys depending on where you live? Are there signs of monkey, pictures of monkey, monkey toys? And the last one, hummingbird, cheer up. So, looking on the lookout for hummingbird and seeing if there's any hummingbirds that are leaving you messages. But also, like I said in the video, what does cheering up mean? It doesn't mean we bypass our feelings, we don't gaslight ourselves, right? It's more about working through whatever's going on and focusing on some positive. And the way that always happens for me, what always brings me back is gratitude. Gratitude every time will cheer me up. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have questions or suggestions, please let me know.